But also I hear the song. And I'm like, that's a good song. Like, I love the song, but I hate the song.
It's a hairband special.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, look, a lot of those musicians actually had talent back then. I mean, all the hairband guys could sing, and a lot of the guitarists, they were all great, musicians, but they all just, oh yeah, hairband. Versus today with these kids with their, by the way, we're running video, Anna, so I don't know if you clicked on that or not. Did you click on it? I
did.
Okay. Just like the kids today, with their, what's that voice correction? What do they call that?
Auto-tune.
It's like these guys could actually, they had pitch and they can do it. But that was an error.
They could do a little bit of auto-tuning then, but it wasn't too much. It wasn't like all digital. Like you were still having to like punch in sometimes on tape and stuff like that.
Yeah. At any rate,
yeah. So why do you call it poison? We're talking about pumping iron, Vinny.
Because it's the poison you need. Look, I always say, my thing is, what did I do for my pain today? Now, that can normally mean, oh, what did you do? What medicine did you take to get you out of pain? Or, you're in pain. What did you? No, it's a double entendre for me. It's what did I do to get myself in pain today?
Right.
And folks, I'm not talking about pain where you're hurt. Pain don't hurt. I'm not talking about that kind of pain. I'm talking about getting yourself, look, in order to be comfortable in life, you got to get uncomfortable.
Right.
There's
no passive muscles.
Whoa. Can I have that?
Yeah.
Can I use that?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
I give you a lot, Vinny.
Anna, this will be my Instagram for tomorrow.
I'm joking, everyone. Wait. I am definitely the yoke on Vinny's neck.
Hang on, Anna.
There are no passive muscles. Can you tag me in it at least?
Ask our mutual assistant.
Oh, no, you need to tell her. She definitely won't tag me in it. And if she does, she'll put the wrong name.
I'm going to give you full credit for it, Anna Vocino.
Oh, wow. I love this, you guys. You're listening to a momentous occasion. Or if you're watching on YouTube. Hey, by the way, last week, let me just sum it up. If you didn't listen, go back and listen. It was the Monday after New Year's. And Vinny was talking about weightlifting, and then it wound up becoming a whole thing. But so I made him promise that he would give a starter weekly weightlifting plan, including like which exercises to do on what days of the week. So we're going to launch into that.
Okay, before we launch into that, I got to see what I have here. I might have something that the audience needs to hear because the audience may need to hear this.
Okay.
From probably the greatest movie of our time. There was Patton, there's The Godfather. What's a few other movies? Gone with the Wind. There's some great movies.
In our house, Jaws.
Jaws, one of my favorites. Saturday Night Fever, one of my favorites. But none greater than this, and none greater than this scene right here.
Your dossier of 31 broken bones, 2 bullet wounds, 9 puncture wounds, and 4 stainless steel screws. That's an estimate, of course. I'll give you a local.
No, thank you.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.
Pain don't hurt. Pain don't hurt. The famous Patrick Swayze from one of the best movies of our time, Roadhouse. That's right.
Can I make a confession?
Go on. Please do not. You know what? If you're going to say you've never seen Roadhouse,
what would happen if I said those words? What would happen?
Well, let me just tell you. Let me say this before you utter a word about Roadhouse.
Okay. I'm not judging it. I might be saying something in regards to it.
If you're saying that you've never seen it, all I can say is I'm jealous of you because you get to watch a masterpiece. You know who else is in this masterpiece?
No.
Sam Elliott.
because
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, we love Sam Elliott.
Without the mustache. At any rate, pain every day. I find, and like folks, when I say pain, this isn't pain. I don't know. How do you describe the pain of exercise, Anna? It's more of a pain in the butt, right? It's something you got to do. It's a level.
I think it's more of a mental pain because it actually feels good in your body to stress your body. So I think it's more of a mental pain of like, you know, you're going to feel good if you do it, but you just don't want to do it. It's like anything. You don't want to go to rehearsal. You don't want to go to practice.
Yeah.
You want to brush your teeth. You don't want to floss your teeth.
Oh,
you don't want to wash your face at the end of the day. It's cold and you got to put cold, you know what I mean? But you got to do it. It's like,
wait, you don't want to floss your teeth? I floss twice a day, whether I want to or not.
No, I do want to floss my teeth. Absolutely. And I have floss in every place in my house and in the car.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing about getting older. Boy, oh boy, do you spend an inordinate amount of time getting shit out of your teeth.
Yeah.
No, I love to floss, but a lot of people don't like to do it. So that's one of those things where I'm like, how could you not do it? Have you not been to the dentist after that one time that you didn't floss that well the past 6 months? And the dentist is like, oh, then they scrape all the tartar. And I don't want to do that.
Listen, I've often said exercise is like brushing your teeth and wiping your ass. We don't have to do either one of those activities.
Right.
But we would never consider not doing them.
Right.
Right. Everybody who cares about oral hygienes will brush.
If you care about oral.
Yeah. And hygienes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just saying another place where the ladies might have to do some
keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh.
Just keep it fresh. Keep it real.
Keep it fresh. Keep it real.
So, Anna,
but yeah, so the exercising to me is more of like I heard something recently. I can't remember who said it. But the reason why, because I know you say you could exercise at any time of the day.
Right.
As long as you get your exercise in. And like, I know for me, I like to go on an evening walk, but chances are I'm not going to start weightlifting around at 5 p.m. or onward. I'm just not.
Right.
I'm in a different mode. So I need to get it done in the morning. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have done it and I've done it before bed and I've, to make sure that I get it in. But it's like one of those things where I've heard that you have to figure out the 8 hours where you are the most powerful with your brain and your body and get the important things done, which is why a lot of people exercise in the morning. So you just have to make time to do it.
Well, look, as you know, I'm a fairly busy guy. And one of the questions I get on the consults, I do the consultations, is, hey, listen, I don't have the kind of time you have. And I'm not going to sit there and argue with someone who's paying me, but it's like the kind of time I have. What do you think? I'm retired? What do you think goes on here? Oh, yeah, that passive income where I just sit back and somehow money flows. I have to
cashing those checks.
I got to make time like everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bottom line, I have to make time. And it's not easy.
No.
So the luxury I have is I get to make my own schedule. That's a big luxury.
Yes.
So I try not to put anything early in the morning. Now people will say, wait a minute, Vin, you're taking phone calls at 9 o'clock. That's not early in the morning for me.
Right.
So I don't mind waking up at 6, as long as I got to bed early enough. Right.
Right.
So if I know that I have a busy schedule the next morning, I'll just go to bed 2 hours earlier and wake up 2 hours earlier and come down. I don't think about it. I'll drink some water. I might put a little coconut oil in my mouth. Of course, I have a little coffee in me. Or sometimes I'll put my coffee next to me on the spinner and I'll just start spinning. Right? Start easily spinning. Within 10 or 15 minutes, I'm up to, everything's working in my body. I'm going through a couple of Krebs cycles. I'm feeling good. And at that point, I might turn the television on. I might put a little music in my ears or whatever. And
what do you mean you've gone through a couple Krebs cycles? Explain that.
It's your body. Once, when you get into I'm not going to explain Krebs cycles because no one's going to understand it.
No, I understand
that. Body. Okay. When we do anaerobic,
because maybe you explaining it will incite some, because they'll be like, oh, I've done a couple Krebs cycles.
No,
it'll make them want to do it.
I shouldn't have even said that because it doesn't matter. What happens is when we do aerobic activity, you see, we could do with anaerobics, once, it's without oxygen. Once you get to that limit, you're done. Right. If you're sprinting as hard as you can for 100 yards, you get there and you're out of gas, you're done. That's an anaerobic. When you do aerobics, your body goes through a Krebs cycle. It's got to use energy. It takes, energy from, ketones or sugar or wherever else it has to be, and it turns it into an ATP, and it goes through a cycle, it burns it, and, we use oxygen in that process. And then, it just keeps turning over like that. Right.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
Right.
So once your body's warmed up and your body realizes you're not just doing this for 45 seconds, and if your body kicks into, oh, wait, we're going to be going long, your body just breaks into it, right? And then right at around, I could tell you it's a party trick for me. I could tell you when I get to the 7.5 minute mark, because I feel this warmth over my body. Like, it's almost like I took a vitamin, a niacin, a vitamin B3.
Oh yeah, the little flush.
I start to feel a flush right around 7.5 minutes. I can tell you exactly when I'm there. And somewhere around 10 or 11 minutes, I start to feel like a little perspiration, right? And then after that, it's just, I love that feeling. It's like a warm blanket.
Yeah.
Right? And usually around that time is when I'll start looking around and going, turn the television on, or let me listen to music today, or whatever I'm going to do.
Right.
And it's kind of a wonderful experience, right?
It's almost like a waking meditation.
In a weird way. Now, some other days, if I have something to do early in the morning, this and that and the whole thing, I will do aerobics, maybe, especially on leg day. If I might save my aerobics for after I do squats and, deadlift and leg press and all of that. No reason to. I'll just save it for after, just to let my legs, just kind of rest a bit, right? Give that massage of the aerobics.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So that's how I roll.
So you've trained your brain to look forward to that feeling.
Yeah, I've been doing it for so many years.
Yeah.
This is not me being cool or better than you folks or anything else. This is, I've been exercising since I was 8 years old. Don't ask. I was kind of a loner kid, and if you read my book, you'll know the story.
You should read his book, Fitness Confidential.
Yeah. So,
and hear the story. But what was I going to say? You're talking about doing the thing.
Yeah.
And the repetition. But then
the weights are a completely different thing.
So can
I
you I was going to say, do you have a plan that you can lay out that's a basic week-long plan that would be good for people? They could adapt and scale it up to be more advanced, or they could jump right on board. They're like, Vinnie, you've sold me. I understand why this is so important. I'm going to start doing it. Thank you for laying it out. I have my pen and paper out. Can you lay that out? That's what I'm asking you for.
First, I'm going to give you the bare minimum.
Okay. I love it.
People want to know what's the bare minimum that they can get away with. And that's twice a week. That's 2 workouts a week. Now, when you're doing that, you're probably doing 1 set to failure type workout, or a couple of sets with the second or third set to failure. But if you're doing more than 1 set, it's going to take you an hour and a half. But, if you talk to Ben Bokikio and some of these guys, Fred Hahn is another one that's famous for doing this. I've had them both on the show, by the way. Friday shows, you can go listen to them. These guys will get you 1 set to failure. Don Coddington does that type of protocol. Just
does
1
he?
set to failure. Yeah, and Don keeps some pretty good muscle on his body.
I was gonna say he's rich and he's
The
rich.
Billionaire, Don Coddington's Friday, 5 o'clock. Fast dog. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, no, Don keeps himself in really good shape. And he goes to Fred Hahn twice a week. That's how I know Fred Hahn. It's through Don. And he does that protocol. And if you look at Don, you'll go, that's a 60-year-old man.
Yeah.
He's strong. He's got some quads on him like you wouldn't believe. And he's got some chest on him and everything else. And you go, oh, wait a minute. That guy must be in the gym every day, all day. No, he's a very busy guy. Yeah, he works in the music business. And
But let me tell you this, people in their heads will say, well, Don Coddington's a billionaire. He can pay Fred Hahn and go work out with him. I'm just a dude without $1 billion. What am I supposed to do, Vin?
okay, so if you're not like the billionaire Don Coddington,
It's the billionaire Don Coddington's Friday 5 o'clock. Fast dog. Have a good weekend.
folks, what you have to understand is whenever we say that name, we have to play that. I don't mandate this. It's just the way podcasting works.
Yeah.
So someone like Don, you know, he's super busy and he can hire a trainer to do this. But you could do this on your own.
Right.
And it doesn't take a whole lot. So how does it work? Well, one set to failure. When Don goes in there, I don't know what the order is that he does, but I'm going to give you an order that you could do this in. And I'm not kidding, folks. If you're in there for more than 30 minutes, you're not doing it right.
Interesting.
Ben Bokikio would tell you 18 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
He
going to
would.
say 25 minutes. So you're taxing your body and you're quitting. That's it. So I'm not going to give it in the order they might do it in, but I'm going to just give you an order.
Okay. So
Let's say-
this is if you're just have 2 days a week.
2 days a week.
Okay.
Most of these guys will do a pre-exhaustion on the chest. So they might do like a flat chest fly on a machine or with dumbbells. So you're just doing.
You're saying you're laying flat.
Yeah,
on your
it's
back.
it's a bodybuilding exercise.
Okay.
And they'll do a pre-exhaust on that, you know, one set. And then they will go right without taking much of a break, go right to a bench press and do one set to failure. Most of the time, unless you have someone to pull the bar off of you, people do this on machines because, you know, when you
Most people don't have a spotter with them.
right. Look, I can't do one set to failure here at my house unless I could put a sling or something to catch the weight and then jimmy myself out from under it.
Right.
But if I'm
sounds
doing
risky.
a failure workout, I have to go to a gym where there's machines. I'm not going to use one of those slings to catch it and hopefully save my life. Right. So that's, you know, chest, boom, boom, done.
And
Sure.
that correct me if I'm wrong, that would be a superset because you're doing the same set
Yeah,
of muscles in
you
2
see,
exercises.
thank you for asking that question, but that gets confusing.
Okay.
Supersets are if you're doing multi-sets. So you would do a set of fly,
Oh.
set of bench, and then another set of fly, another set of bench.
Ooh,
So in a way, this is a superset where you're
Right.
out really fast,
right.
right? You're not going back and forth. That's the way a
Right.
superset works. Not to be confused with stagger set, which I won't talk about today. So then you would move on to your shoulders, and you could do, you know, the pre-exhaust. You could do something like a high pull, or you could do a side delt raise with dumbbells. High pulls with a bar or a side delt raise. You know, pre-exhaust that muscle and then sit down and just do one set to failure with a shoulder press. You could do this with dumbbells if you want to. You can also do it on a machine. Or
Okay, I have a question.
sure, we'll go on.
High pulls with a bar or delt raise.
Right.
But you're saying delt raise would be pressed, but the delt.
No. The side delt raise is you have 2 dumbbells. Can you see me here, Anna?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of stand halfway up. So explain. So it's when you have dumbbells and you're doing this. You're
Oh, so
flopping
you're
out.
leaned at an incline and you're doing this. Okay. Got it. She's doing
And-
like the butterfly shape when you're lifted
Yeah.
with your arms. Yeah.
Like
and
if
your
you're
elbows out.
making
Mhm.
snow angels, but you're standing up.
Right.
And the high pulls is this. It's where you're keeping your elbows above the bar and you're pulling it
Okay.
under
So
your
that's
chin.
where you have the dumbbells in front of you
or
with-
the barbell.
or the barbell, and you have your
Right.
hands, your
And you
palms are
keep your
facing your
elbows-
body. And
Right.
you lift up so your elbows are bent, but your shoulders are down, and
Right.
you lift with your arms up to your chest, and then you lower it again.
Exactly. And as I would
Okay.
tell clients, you're trying to get your elbows in your ears. You know, you're squeezing them like that. And then, so that's the pre-exhaust. You could do either one of those to pre-exhaust and then do the dumbbells, the press over your head, or
Okay.
the machine press over your head, or the straight bar, the barbell over your head, 1 set to failure.
Okay.
All right. So now we've pushed outward with your chest. We've pushed
Yeah, we've-
upward with your
Upward.
shoulders. You are done with that.
Okay.
Now-
Done with push.
Yeah. Now, you want to, you could do 1 tricep extension to failure, but that's neither here
And
nor
that you recommend doing the
Well,
overhead.
however you want to do them. You could
tricep
do
thing. Okay.
cable, you could do dumbbell, you could do skull crushers, knock yourself silly.
Okay, great.
Okay. Now you're back.
So that's all the push. You did it, folks.
Done it.
Congratulations.
And you've done that inside of like 4 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
so then you're moving on to lat pulls. So you have,
Yeah.
you can either do pull-ups, 1 set to failure, or you could do, use a cable pull down, just pull them down to right to your clavicle, right to the top of your chest.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to put enough weight. And by the way, folks, all of these movements I'm talking about, you want to go really slow. You want to feel it on the way down and feel it on the way up. No herky jerky.
Let me tell you, having been trained by Vinnie, every time you do it, you guys, you're doing it too fast because it's just our instinct to do it and use momentum and use the other whatever muscles to like make it happen. But I'm telling you, do a count, Vinnie. Like if I'm doing a let's say I'm doing that shoulder raise. that you're
Let's say
talking
you're doing a bench press.
about. Okay.
And the bar is you
I'm
have
here,
it off. No,
I'm
you have
laying
it. No,
down.
you have it up. Your arms are straight out.
Okay.
All right. So as you're coming down, so when I say down, I'm going to start counting.
Okay. Okay. Ready? My arms are extended. My elbows aren't locked, but they're extended.
Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, you guys, when you're actually doing that,
And
it
you
feels like an eternity.
I've had people say to me, I can do 50 push-ups. I go, okay, let me see them. And they start doing them. They look like these CrossFitter people where they look like they're trying to have sex with the earth. And I'll say, okay, they're just like kipping up and down and, just they all over the place, just really fast. Right.
Yeah.
They literally look like a monkey trying to fuck a football. And so I'll say, okay, now I want you to do 10 correctly, and I want to guide you through them. And these are people who claim to be able to do 50.
Right.
They get to 6 or 7. Dude, that's not the way. That's too hard. What are you doing? It's like, what are we doing? See, when you do them nice and slowly and controlled, get to 10 or 12, you should be feeling it.
Right.
I'll do the thing when I'm doing my control. I'll get to the bottom and just hover off the ground by like 1 inch.
Oh, that's
1 inch
huge.
off the ground and just hold it there for like a 5 count and then start pushing back through it. I don't need to sit there and do 100 push-ups.
Right. Now, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Would that holding it be considered an isometric movement?
Yeah, it is, but I'm just holding it for a few
Okay.
seconds. I'm
But
not
it does as much as if you don't have to keep moving the muscle, I guess.
Anna, if you did a thing where you kept your arm straight out on a push-up
Like a plank. Yeah.
and held it for, I don't know, 20 seconds, and then went halfway down and held it for 20 seconds, and then went all the way down and just let your chest hover off the floor and do another
You'd
20
be
seconds.
shaking.
Let me see you come back up.
Couldn't.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, I know that in theory, but I guess like everybody, I don't know why the motion's so important. You're saying that the isometric is just as effective.
It's not the isometric because you're still being kinetic. You're moving. You're up here,
Okay.
then you're moving halfway and holding it and going all the way down and holding it and then pushing back through it. That takes 1 minute to do one complete set. Remember 20,
Right.
20, 20. You're up
Right.
for 20, middle for 20, down for 20, and then pushing. That's 1 minute.
Right.
You could do a 1 push-up set.
Yeah.
And you'll go, holy shit.
Oh, I'd be done.
I think my nipples are going to fall off my body now. I think I'm going to
Yeah.
move on.
You did it.
Right.
So I got you distracted. So we were at lat pulls or pull-ups or the cable
Yeah.
pull down.
Yeah. No, not cable pull down. Just lat pulls.
You said use the
Right.
cables and pull them down.
Yeah. Using the cable, using the cable or pull-ups, both the same exercise. Now, a lot of people can't do push-up. I'm sorry, pull-ups at first. But they'll go, Vin, all I can afford is a pull-up bar, but I can't do one.
Right.
Well, if you can afford a little extra, get yourself some strap, some of these rubber bands. You can buy
Sure.
them on the Amazon, go to Rogue, go wherever. They're pretty inexpensive. And you can just put your knee in one of those and they will help you up. They will take some weight off of you so that you can do pull-ups.
Yeah.
There's another way to do it where it doesn't cost you anything other than finding a pull-up bar. And by the way, folks, you can get these pull-up bars on Amazon that are pretty cool that you put in the doorway for less than $50 nowadays.
They are pretty cool.
China is pumping these things out left, right, and center. I would not tell you to hang upside down and do inverted sit-ups on them. I wouldn't trust them that far, but
Right.
just to do, the regular pull-up, knock yourself out. Because if the thing gives way, you're just going to land on your feet 1 inch from the floor. The other way to do it is to get a little stepping stool or any old chair you might have around. Stand on the chair, get your chin above the bar,
Right.
and then kind of kick the chair away and ease yourself down all the way out. And once you're all the way extended, climb up on the chair again. What's so funny, Anna?
My friend, so we're at my friend's house and he had a pull-up bar.
Yeah.
And my other friend was like, how long, doing that thing of like, and by the way, I've always been confused. Do you hold it like this with your palms away from you? You hold it like that. Which one's a pull up? Which one's a chin up? I'll get to that. But so we're like, everyone's doing their thing. Like everyone starts, like you said, with their chin above the thing. And then how long can you hold it? And I start and I drop down and he's like, no, you're supposed to hold it. I was like, yeah, I understand the concept. Like I get it. I understand physical movement very well, but I can't fucking do it.
Yeah. No,
He's like, no, you don't get it. You're supposed to like stay there. I was like, okay, yeah, I know that.
So Anna, let's take Anna's situation where she's not strong enough to hold herself. You could do both. You can use the rubber band and the
Right.
chair, and that will give you more support while you're training yourself not to get tendonitis, but to
stronger.
start getting stronger.
So then which one with the arms?
Okay, it's called the pull up when your palms are facing away. It's called the chin up when your palms
Okay.
are facing towards you.
Thank you.
When I was in junior high for the presidential physical fitness test, the girls would do what was called the arm flex hang. So they would have to just get their chin above the bar. Someone would hoist them up there and they would time them. And the average girl in 7th grade in my class was able to hold it for well over a minute.
Cool.
Yeah. You see how far girls have come since then, Anna? You might want to feel pretty bad about yourself right about now.
I do.
Yeah, you keep stirring.
My leg strength, incredible. Arm, upper body strength, not great, guys.
She'll get there if you put your mind to it.
Well, so now, but yeah.
Okay, so let's keep moving on.
But can you do the same? Like if you're holding, is that the same strengthening movement? So the longer you can hold, is that the same as? Are you building the same strength for the pull-ups?
Yeah, but you see, you want to start easing it down because now you're causing it's what's called eccentric contraction. When your muscles are contracting and lengthening, you're allowing them to go down. That's eccentric contraction, and that will start building strength. It's the way it works.
Okay, so lat pulls, pull-ups.
Yeah, lat pulls or pull-ups, and then you want to pull something towards you, like towards your chest. So that's a rowing exercise. So if you have a barbell, you could do bent over rows if your lower back is strong. If you're at a gym, you could do cable rows where you pull into yourself. Or you can, if you just have a dumbbell at home in a chair, you could do, just like I taught Jen, the girl that we see on Twitter every night.
Yes.
I showed her how to do those one arm rows with a dumbbell. So those are all the exercises there. So now you've pulled towards yourself. And again, you need to have enough weight to do one set to failure if we're doing the one set to failure thing, right? So now we're looking at your legs. You can do
Seems that pulls have fewer exercises than push.
No, you did one. Oh, by the way, you can do a rear delt on pull day too, just to warm up.
It's a rear delt. Oh,
It's where you're bent over and you're pulling
and you're pulling.
back
Yep. Mhm.
with the dumbbells. Folks, any of these exercises, you can find some bro science guys showing you how to do them on the internet. So now we're looking at legs. If you're in the gym and you have a leg extension machine, usually the Fred Hans of the world and the Bokikios of the world, they'll have you do one set of leg extensions. It's a bodybuilding move, but one good set of leg extensions to failure. And then a set, and I'm talking your quads are quivering. And then one set of leg curls to failure. And then what they do after that is usually one set of leg press to failure.
Okay.
Right, where you cannot get it up again, right? You got to squirm out of the machine, or someone has to help you get out of the machine. I don't suggest you do squats to failure because you'll end up in the down position. That never ends well. If you ever want to watch weightlifting fails online, I don't think it's cute or funny, but some of these people get hurt.
So why would you do squats then if you're not doing it to failure, if you have to do everything to failure?
You don't have to do everything to failure. We're talking about.
Okay.
Right now, we're talking about the get out of there in 20 minutes twice a week or 30 minutes twice a week. Right. So for this workout, the squats are not your best friend. Right. I'm going to teach you another way to skin this cat in a second.
Okay.
So now you do that exercise and you could do some calf raises and you're done. Now, if you want to add abdominals to that, you could do one set of sit-ups to failure or any kind of ab exercise to failure, one set. And that's the routine. You've now worked all the major muscle groups in your body. If you want to add curls or triceps to that, that's on you. But you've now worked your body, period. It's amazing. That simple. Now,
I feel so good about myself right now because I did all the exercises.
You've done nothing yet, Anna.
I did everything. I'm so proud of myself. What a great workout I just had.
Boy, Anna, listen. Never mind.
I'm so good at exercising.
Yeah, look at you. Now, I personally don't like doing one set to failure. I don't even like to do multi-body parts on the same day. I like to keep it short in a different way, and I like to go almost every day. So the way I do it is on Monday, I do push. I do my bench press. I do my shoulder press. I do some other exercises around it to help my shoulder because I have a really bad shoulder. I do the delts. I do the rear delt. I mean, I do the medial delts and the front delts and the high pulls. So when I go in there to do push, I'm doing all of my chest exercise. I'll do not just flat bench press and incline press. I might do some dips and I might do some, then I'll go into shoulder press and do 2 different forms of shoulder press and maybe some high pulls. Needless to say, I'm out of there in about 35 or 40 minutes because I'm only working one body part. Go on.
Something I don't think you said it yet, but how long do you wait between each exercise?
Well,
to rest.
Before I answer that, you mean I don't just do one set. I do 3 sets. So what I do is a warm-up set. And then I do what I call a medial set where I put an amount of weight on where I think I could get to like somewhere between 10 and 12 reps. And then I do a heavy set where I'm going to do 6 or 7 reps, maybe even 5. And that's the kind of almost a failure set.
And so between each of those sets, you just take the time to change the weight and then you go.
By the time I change the weight and, get back under the bar, usually I'm going right at about a minute. And I did that with my clients. It's like there's no reason to sit there and rest up so much. You want the muscles to stay somewhat pre-exhausted and you just want to hit it again. Now, if you're going for big time, I know guys are going, bro, you know what you're talking about. I like to go mad. Well,
it's a big discussion. Like you're doing it too fast or you're doing it,
Right. Look, if I was a power lifter and I was going for max and this and that, I might wait 3 to 5 minutes between sets. That's not what we're talking about here.
Right.
This is not trying to become a power lifter. This is getting it, getting it there, getting it done. Bodybuilder style without becoming a bodybuilder.
Right.
And then, move on to my shoulders, do that. I don't waste any time in between bench and shoulders. I just get to it, right? Just keep moving around the gym. And then I don't like to do these kind of bodybuilding exercises, but I will do 2 or 3 sets of tricep cable extensions at the end, only because I've had so much trouble with my shoulder and the connective, the tendons and ligaments connect right into the humeral head, right up in that area. I like to keep that strong as I get older. I don't even do 3 sets. I might do a warm-up set and 1 more, and that's it. Now, I'm usually out of there in 30, 35 minutes with all of that.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of the 2 days a week when I do abs. That will add another 7 or 8 minutes to my routine.
Wow, Vinny, you didn't even bring up abs for the shorter routine. Is there a
reason
reason why?
I did. I brought up abs. I said at the end, do a set of abs. I did.
Oh.
To failure. If you go back and listen, Anna, you'll hear it.
Sorry.
So,
sorry, everybody.
Yeah, Anna doesn't listen all the time. She's got.
But I thought you were going to tell me the thing that you were going to say, that the other exercises do help work the abs.
Yeah, they do to a degree, but when you're doing machines, not as
machines,
if
no,
you're doing
not as
free
much.
weight.
Yeah. Okay.
So then you have the next day I go in, Tuesday I go in. So let's say Monday was push. Tuesday I go in, that's pull. Might start off with, a couple of 3 or 4, sometimes 4 sets of pull-ups to failure, each set to failure. And failure means I can't pull myself up 1 more time. And I don't do these kip ups like you see these kids. I might only get 10 or 11 reps, 12 reps, because I'm going slowly up and slowly down, controlled. And they hurt. And after 3 or 4 sets of that, I'm good. If I don't do pull-ups, I'll do 3 sets on the cable pull down and then 3 sets with the low A bar close together. Right?
Yeah.
So either 4 sets of pull-ups or I'll do 6 sets, 3 and 3 on the other. Why do I do it like that? It's just what I do.
Right.
I change it up every time. And then I'll go and pick 2 of 3 rowing exercises. If I do the cable row, that's 1. If I do the dumbbell, that's 2. The next time I go in, I might do prison style barbell rows and then maybe the cable rows. The next time I go in, I might start with dumbbell and then move on to, I don't know, prison style. But I'll do 2 of the 3. Once I've done those 2 muscles, I do a pullover. Do it with a dumbbell. You hang off the bench. You have your hands clamped. You go back over your head. You get a good stretch. You pull it through over your chest and then go back. I do a pullover. And then once that's done, oh, by the way, I normally do my abs on lat day, on back day, on pull day. No good reason, no bad reason. It's just when I usually do it. I'll do 3 sets to failure. Sometimes I'll do the same apparatus for all 3 sets. Sometimes I'll do the slings 1 set. If I'm in my own gym, I'll do the gravity boots. I do not take my gravity boots to the gym because if you do, other people are going to start saying, hey, you mind if I try? And I would say yes. And if they got hurt, I would feel responsible. I only keep my gravity boots at home. And then I might do some curls, kind of like my triceps, 2, sometimes 3 sets, but that's about it. Again, if I'm not, even with the abs, 40 minutes, I'm out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then leg day. Leg day, if I do it at home, obviously I don't have a leg press machine, so it's going to be squats, lunges, weighted lunges, and deadlifts. If I go to the gym, I might pre-exhaust a little bit by doing some leg extensions, leg curls, and then lunges, and then I'll do the squats. You see, if you do all that ahead of time, I don't have to weight my squats so much. I'm already pre-exhausting the muscle. I don't want to make my lower back any worse than it is at my age.
Yeah.
So if I can pre-exhaust the muscles as much as I can with the lunges and the extensions and the curls, then I don't have to go so heavy on the squats. And sometimes I'll even do leg press and then do squats last. If I don't do leg press, I will do power, deadlift. I don't do power cleans anymore. I don't do any cleans, jerks, snatch, none of that.
I don't know what any of that means. So
they're all Olympic movements I used to do in late in high school and in college. The snatch. I said snatch. And the power clean, doing cleans. I don't do all that anymore. It's, that all went by the wayside when my shoulder got bad. And I don't want to do anything that ballistic, that kind of movement where I can hurt it. So,
I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos from, I guess, physical therapists because of the hip thing that I'm doing. And it's very interesting to see because a lot of them work with power lifters, weightlifters, like major athletes. And then there's me, little old lady with the hip impingement. And it is interesting to see how much like slight changes in form, or like if you do this tiny glute stretch before you do that really intense squat, how much it makes a difference. Yeah. And that speaks to me because I do have experience with ballet. So I understand that form tweaks how things are connected. But yeah, clean and jerks and all that stuff. I don't know.
Oh, by the way, there's one other exercise I do, and I usually do it once a week. I don't do it in both workouts. By the way, my leg workout is my longest workout. I'm usually there for an hour because I also do, I'll do some calf raises, that kind of thing, some heel raises. And usually when I'm doing my calves in between those sets, that's the only one where I do a staggered set. I'll do that. And I'll, whether I'm at home doing it or at the gym, I'll do hip thrust. The where you put the bar across your hips. You got to have a pad on your hips, and you're doing the hip thrust. So
like the bridges. Are you laying down for that? And then you're
no.
Oh,
your upper back, your scapula is on a bench, and you have the barbell across your hips, and your feet are on the floor, and you're thrusting down. It looks like you're trying to have sex with the barbell.
Yeah.
And
on that note, thank you so much, Vinny.
Kind of a reverse cowgirl on the barbell.
You can call it reverse cowgirl.
Yeah.
That's it, you guys. We did it. We gave you Vinny's basic and his more advanced. You gave him 2-for-1 this week.
Well, I just wanted to explain enough. And if we get questions off of this, let's
great. I hope they do
questions, and then we'll go to the next level. Because
just guys, make sure you tag me on Twitter if you're asking questions, because I have to copy and paste them. And so if I'm not tagged, I will not copy and paste them and they will not get answered.
There's so much more I can talk about when it comes to weight. I just gave a very cursory type routine.
Yeah, it was great.
That anyone can start with.
Well, and even me knowing you for so long and knowing what all the things are, it's still like, wait, is that pull or that pull? Just not knowing all the correct vocabulary for things.
You mind telling the good people all about Villa CAPPELLI?
You guys, if you want to power up for a workout or after a workout, you want to do your post feed, bro, your post workout refeed.
Oh, bro, you're like, that's a half an hour window, broski. That's when you want to get Villa CAPPELLI.
That is. I'm going to tell you, if we're going to get bro sciencey, it's going to be about Villa CAPPELLI olive oil, bro. If you go to villacapelli.com and use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE, you'll get 10% off your order. It is the best olive oil on the planet. It's the purest olive oil. It is made in Puglia, Italy, which is where the best olive oil comes from. And it has not been cut with any cheaper seed oil. It's not been bastardized or deodorized or chemicalized or any of those things. It is fresh, amazing, very flavorful olive oil. And if you've never had real olive oil before, which you think you have, you're like, whatever, I buy blah, 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 365 organic from Whole Foods. No, that's cut and it's trash. Google UC Davis olive oil study.
Yep.
and you will see how much trash olive oil is out there in the grocery store shelves. So make sure you get Villa Capelli. Use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE. You'll get 10% off your order each and every time. Hey, Vin.
Yeah.
You've inspired me to go lift some weights.
Good. I'm glad I did.
But first, I'm
yeah.
going to I'm making rockfish crudo. So I'm cutting the rockfish really thin. And I'm going to put on just a little bit of squeeze of lemon and lime and some Maldon flakes. And I'm going to put some herbs on there and then eat it.
Mm.
And then I'm making homemade Caesar dressing.
Rockfish crudo. Mm.
Yeah. Well, we have rockfish around here. So that's the crudo. That's the fish they had that the guy got. So I'm going to make it and eat it.
Good. That's what I
like.
Great. Folks, go check out everything Anna Vocino's doing over at eathappykitchen.com. You can find her sauces in the car, in the store, and you can
in your
also
car. Go look in your car.
Go look in your car. There's some Anna sauce in there, and you can also find it at eathappykitchen.com. And don't everyone goes, man, I'm NSNG. What do I do? Go get Eat Happy cookbooks 1 and 2, Eat Happy and Eat Happy 2. Oh, T-O.
I wrote them for a reason to help you guys, inspire you to make some dinners that are easy to make.
So go check all of that out with me.
Do not pick up the phone and order takeout in January, you guys. Don't do it.
No, stop it. Make that one of your New Year's resolutions. Just stop with the takeout. Anna, do you guys do that? Do you do the takeout?
Takeout? No.
Yeah.
We don't.
We don't either.
We will go to a dinner because we like going to dinner.
Yeah, but we've never.
We don't do takeout.
I know about it because of COVID. During COVID, we did a bit of it.
For sure. And none of it traveled well.
And it seemed so weird to me that we were doing that. And as soon as COVID was over with, I went, that practice has to stop.
I can't tell you the number of YouTube videos and stuff that I have out there. So if you'll just go to the store and stock up on some meats and veg, you'll have any number of options. And once you start making these things more often, it'll become easier. And I always say, cook stuff on the stove. Don't plan a big complicated oven dish that you have to roast in the oven. Cook it on the stove, and you can have a delicious meal on the table in 15 to 20 minutes. Am I wrong, Vinny?
Not wrong at all. Look, I'm able to do it. Serena's been in the UK for a couple of weeks. I'm able to figure it out. If I can do it, anyone can do it, because I'm an old style Italian guy where, the ladies always cook. And look, I know that's not the thing anymore, but that's how I grew up, and that's the way it works. But I've been cooking for myself, and I'm doing it. Yeah. So, at any rate,
thanks for joining us, everybody.
Folks, you know what to do. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Click through the banner, puts a little coal on the fire, and it gets my train down the track. We also have the Nickel and Diming Me ebook over at VinnieTortorich.com. For just a couple of bucks, you can get that ebook. And more people have lost more weight on that than anything else on the internet. So go check that out. I got a little song for Anna here, so I'm going to